G'day, I'm Peachy. You know that. I'm a reseller, not just any reseller. I'm a casual reseller at best. I work a full-time job. I thrift a little bit after work, maybe 15 minutes a day, Monday to Friday, not even that. Some days I give it a miss. And I also collect toys, not just toys, awesome toys like He-Man, wrestling, back when toys were good. Sure, the Origins, they're kind of like re-released, kinda, but you know, the Hasbros, LJN, WWE, the ones that everyone asks for on things like eBay and whatnot. They go, where are the wrestling toys? So if I get into whatnot one day, I'll have a whole heap of wrestling toys, and it'll be something. It'll be the best. It'll be the best whatnot wrestling stream ever. Quote me on that. Anyway, we'll get into wrestling toys one day and we'll have a bit of a talk about it. That's it. They're interesting. Anyway, we're going to go off to the thrift shop and try and find some good items to resell for a profit. We're rocking the Macho Man and the Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat, WrestleMania 3, back when wrestling was good. Let's get to the thrift. And we're off to Savory's to try and find some items to flip for a profit on eBay. And we're having a bit of a look at the Blu-rays and Harry Potter. I never saw the appeal of this movie or movies. A bit like Pokemon, I just never got it. And they also had this movie plaque, The Nightmare Before Christmas, I think this is. A very unique item to see at Savers. And it was about $24. I didn't pick it up, only because you have to store it somewhere, and I didn't know where to store it, and you've got to sell it. They're probably like a marketplace flip at best. I don't really have time for that. Don't normally look at the mugs, but they had a Superman dad mug. But one thing we did have a bit of a look at was this Collingwood vintage. It's got the old AFL symbol there, glass, and we're going to take that one home because it's Collingwood and it's vintage, and AFL fans like that. So we're going to pick that one up, and hopefully it's got all the Brownlow medalists on there and premierships from what they have done in the past, which is awesome. Snoopy, they had some Snoopy comic books, and they also had this thing called Snake and something about woman and man. I don't know what that was. It was a bit weird. And also had a Garfield comic. So some of this stuff goes all right, especially the Garfield stuff. But maybe if they had a bundle, I may have got the Garfields, but they only had the one. Got excited when I saw this, but then I saw that. That's definitely from Thailand. A Shaquille O'Neal basketball jersey from the Orlando Magic. So one of his first couple of years in the NBA. So he put that back, and unfortunately, $16. Yeah, good work, mate. You're not going to get that. Maybe it was $3, he may have picked it up. And then we got some gold. This is Max Caruso, $2. Never see jerseys for $2 at Savers. Never see anything at Savers for $2. But I think this might be a play issue. Max Caputo, Melbourne City, for $2. We're going to pick that up and take that one home. And we also found this rugby, I think this might be a rugby union. It's the Legend Series, British and Irish Lions. Not really sure what that is. I actually don't know. It's pretty modern, pretty recent. So it's 2025, but we'll take that home. And they had a bunch of these Thailand fakes. I don't mind a good fake, but just not when they've got that inside writing on them, which you can see there. But they had a lot of them. And look, I guess that'd be cool just for display pieces, but they're not the best fakes. And they had this brand, I don't know how to pronounce it, Dufuk, or, well, we better not say that, Defon or one or something. I think it might be like a dance type jacket. So we did pick that one up just because it was comping up all right. So we're happy to pick that one up, even though I don't really know what it is. If you want to be a tosser, you can, an umpire, they had these umpire jackets. They had a couple of them. They had the bright yellow one if you really want to stand out and tell everyone. And they also had just like the grey one, the more discreet umpire jacket. But I'm not sure who wants to wear them unless you're like an AFL umpire. And they had the Garfield, this is in the women's section, a Garfield jacket. How cool, Garfield hoodie. How cool is that? We didn't pick it up, but everyone likes Garfield, everyone likes lasagna. But look, I just wasn't comping up great. This game here, Nightmare Horror Adventures, looks pretty cool. Cool box anyway, cool art piece, artwork, what do you want to call it, photography. But yeah, games, that's one thing I'm a bit hesitant at picking up. Off to the toys, and I think these was Harry Potter Funkos, and I absolutely hate Pops. I hate Funkos, and I also had Harry Potter in these little containers. I don't know where they're from. Not a fan of Harry Potter, like I said, and I'm not sure what this is. It was some sort of like fake, maybe Transformer, maybe. And I also had this more modern Optimus Prime, and I just hate modern Transformers. I didn't mind the old G1s from the 80s. They were amazing figures, they were cool. But the latest Transformers has definitely gone backwards. As is this, Ninja Turtles. I just like the Turtles as is. I don't like when they start making it, oh, it's basketball, Donatello and movie, all this sort of stuff. Just comes across as a money grab to me. I like the old Turtles, just how they were from the cartoon. Don't make them basketball stars and add all this other stuff. And it had a Pikachu plush. Again, I just never understood how this is so big and why everyone goes gaga over Pokemon. One of those things I'll be like, yeah, that's never taken off, but somehow it does. Probably explains a lot. And I also had this Mandalorian Star Wars. I think it's like a buildy ship or something. And it had most of the parts. The lock was actually in the plastic, so most of the parts were there. But again, just not something I wanted to deal with. Maybe all the parts are there. It was definitely looked pretty new in the box. And it was a decent price, $8. If you had all the parts there, I imagine that's a decent value. And Batman, they had like the Batwing. I think this was part of a set, but they're just asking a bit too much, and then you got to post this thing off, so $20. I think it's part of a play set with this other roller thing down here, which I'll show in a second. Not these, this is like the Batmobiles, which they had. So someone else who traded in the Batman collection of toys. So had the Batmobiles, and they also had this thing that I think goes with the Batwing. Might be a play set of some sort, but by the time you buy both, it's $35, and just couldn't see the value in it. And this was very unique, like a skateboard. It's called the Lone Rider, but they wanted like $50 for this thing. So pretty cool skateboard, very unique item anyway. But I just, again, posting it and all that sort of stuff, yeah. And speaking of unique, they had this T-Rex. I don't know what this item was. Inflatable T-Rex. You ride on it or something bizarre. Costume for adults. Very weird, very unique. Wiped clean. So that's a bit concerning that you have to wipe it clean. And we're going to start off with the toys. So this week, didn't pick up a whole heap of stuff. But that's what reselling is, especially if you're a part-timer. You're not going to get the good stuff all the time because you're not there when the good stuff comes out. By the time we come in, we're getting the crumbs. But as I say, you can still make a bit of, you can get the hunger away from crumbs if you eat enough. And that's what we did. That's what we're doing. And we did find these minions. I think it's like wind-up toys. There's a whole bunch of these. They're only like a few bucks. So I was like, yeah, I'll give these a go. Whether or not it becomes a whatnot thing one day, I don't know. Or just a big bundle, I don't know. We'll see how they go. I don't know how minion figures really go. DVD-wise, we found this, I think it's red, white, black, yellow. It's like an anime series. And it's all volumes, volume 1 to 4. So they all came together, and it was about $10, I think, not even that. I can't remember. I think that might go okay with all the volumes being one big package. And we also picked up Twin Peaks. We got the first season. It's like the remake, I think. I'm not sure. No, it might be the old one. I don't know. I think it's the old one. Twin Peaks season 1, and then season 2, 1 and 2 parts right there. So that's pretty cool. We'll put them as a bundle, and bundles tend to go pretty good. And now onto the video games, which I'll show you. Whew. There was a few video games this week. That's one thing we did pick up. I picked up Nintendo DS, Backyard Sports, like a Sandlot treasure. And look, that looks like it might go for a couple of bucks, but I think it actually comes up okay. So sometimes these games can go okay. I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's only like a $3 game, but it goes for a bit more than that, which is good. We picked up Metal Gear Solid 3 on the PS2. That should get us a bit of money back. That's a good game, I know that for a fact. A couple of Wii U games, Skylanders Supercharger. picked up Swap Force, another Swap Force, and another Swap Force. So someone obviously liked that game. PS3, Dead Space 2. That's in plastic. It's not new, I don't think. I think it's just JB. It's actually looks plastic. Infamous 2 on PS3. Infamous 2. We Dare. Flirty Fun for All. It's got that just because I've never seen the game, never heard of the game. I don't think it goes to huge money, but it's just a weird game. I like unique stuff. I like weird stuff. Got PS3, what is that? Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, some Xbox One games, Destiny. Look, I don't think these guys are huge money. Another copy of Destiny. I don't know about doubles, but we did. Sunset Overdrive. I picked up these without even comping them. The Smurfs 2, and again, if they're crap, you can take them to EB. Saints Row on Xbox 360. Fusion Frenzy 2. I think that's actually a decent game, or games. I think it's a whole big bundle of different games, I think. Looks pretty cool. Dead Space on Xbox 360. And Kane and Lynch Dead Man on Xbox 360. That's the toys, games, and DVDs, all the media for the week. And now on to the clothing. We'll start with the t-shirts. Like I said, didn't pick up a whole heap of stuff this week. It was a bit of a quieter week, which is all good. We picked up some cheapies. This is a pretty cheap t-shirt. It's Chicago Cubs opening day 2017. Opening day at Chicago Cubs. I like the design of that. I'm not sure it's going to go for much, but I like the design of that. We picked up like a pretty rare Tintin a few weeks ago, a month ago or so, and we picked up this one. I don't think this one's like a rare one. It's just a cool, just another Tintin. Tintin in Vietnam. Just walking. Is it Snowy? His dog. Everyone likes Tintin. He's got that bit of a weird following, which is all good. Another t-shirt we picked up was just this old, I think it's an old starter. Everyone likes starter. It's got like an embossed silver gold logo on the pretty thick t-shirt. That's a pretty thick t-shirt. Got the starter. Yes, just to say it is starter. Nothing on the back. That's a thick t-shirt. That's a heavy t-shirt. I like that. Kill Bill, this probably won't go for much, but good thing is it didn't cost me much. So if you can get 15 bucks out of that, that would be pretty cool. Some people don't like listing up things under 20 bucks, but it's all about the profit, guys. Another one. Who's that? Biggie Smalls, King of New York. That's a pretty cool t-shirt. And I got a lot of these just for the different sorts of tags they come on. Not sure what tag that is, but I think this one actually goes all right. We didn't pay much for it. It's called Little Fella. Pretty cool looking t-shirt, and I think these go, they're actually on eBay for quite a bit. So it's a really unique type of t-shirt. On the back it's got, have you seen this? Have you seen this? I don't know what we're meant to be looking at. And it's on a little fella tag. So I think that's an okay t-shirt. We picked up a UCLA Bruins. The Bruins, we run LA. 11-time national championships. Don't normally pick this sort of stuff up, but I just thought it was a cool t-shirt. And you got to wonder how the college stuff comes to Australia. No, this is actually one I'd actually ask that, because this wouldn't have been available at Foot Locker. Some people have college football jackets, and how did this get to Australia? I've got no idea. It's like, you can buy that in Australia, mate. That, not so much. That would probably be from a game or something. Monster Energy always goes pretty well. It's just a consistent bread and butter. And that is Morat Energy. Morat Energy. I don't know what that means, but Morat Energy. And the last of the t-shirts was just a Harley Davidson. I think it looks like I don't know what that is, a large maybe. Large Harley Davidson, Harley Heaven Australia. That's the t-shirts for the week. Like I said, not many of them. All right, we've got the jerseys and the long sleeve jackets, shirts, all that, hoodies, all in one. Didn't pick up many jerseys this week. What we did pick up was a Geelong Cats AFL on the large. Always happy to pick up that. Geelong's a good team. They sell quite a bit, sell it fast. Let's look at the Australian soccer jersey. Legia. It's like a Socceroos. I don't know what it says. 20. I've got my glasses. 2019. So that looks pretty cool. Socceroos blue soccer shirt. Russell Westbrook for the Thunder. It's got that unique style Thunder. No, he hasn't played for him in ages. I think that might be a large. Not sure. Tic Tac. 2-pack, like a jersey style. It's got on the, what tag's that? Just a 2-pack, probably worth not much, but I don't know, if you like 2-pack, you can rock this. It's a pretty cool looking orange, grey and blackish sort of design. Not a bad design, I like that. I've got Melbourne City Football Club red jacket. I'm not sure how good A-League is. And I only picked this up because it's red, so a little bit different. I've passed on a lot of Melbourne City clothes in the past. I'm happy to pick that up. And some of the jackets, we'll start off again. We picked up a Geelong jacket. Almost like a long sleeve puffer. Geelong Cats. It's got the Ford logo, which always is good. Nothing on the back, unfortunately. And they're in the finals. They should be going all right, so that should sell. Picked up a Ford Mustang. I saw a Ford Mustang jacket last week. Actually, it was a couple of weeks back, actually. So I figured I'll pick up the hoodie. Ford Mustang. See if we have the same luck with that one. Don't know if we will, but we'll give it a try. Saw this brand being sold on Whatnot, and I saw it for like $6. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. It's called Techno. And it's just like a pretty cool, almost like an 80s style fluoro colors with the green. Not sure it's going to go for much, but again, I like to experiment for myself and see how things go. That's how you learn. I picked up a Collingwood again. They're going okay. We're going okay. Collingwood hoodie. Collingwood stuff seems to go good whether they win in, lose in, or drawing. And I sold, I don't know how many of these sort of things, jackets, hoodies I've sold in the past, but they go pretty well. And the last thing we picked up was, what is this? Country Road hoodie. A Country Road heritage hoodie. And Country Road, don't get huge money for it. Hoodies, you probably get a bit more. So I'm happy to pick that up. And so that's all our clothing for the week. All our stuff for the week. Again, a little bit lighter this week, but that's okay. I've got a lot of stuff that I need to start listing. Because I do, I'm a bit busy. So the listing sometimes gets delayed. But that's okay. On that note, see you later. Happy thrifting.